Hello, Musto0063 here for the final time. This, I had the feeling, is going to be a very weird video to make / audio to record. Yeah, it's sort of kind of hit me that this is pretty much the end. So, I mean, absolute first and foremost, I want to say up front, thank you to literally everyone who has ever watched, commented on any of my videos, particularly those who have subscribed, to all 120 of you who I think are currently subscribed, or at least as at the time I'm recording this. Whether that number will change, I don't know. If it's gone down, so be it. If it's gone up, then yay. I thank you for subscribing, but I think you're going to be sorely disappointed with the volume of content that I'm going to be putting out in the future. I feel like you've kind of come or stumbled across my channel at just about the worst possible time. But thank you nonetheless. But yeah, assuming around 120. Yeah, it's. I've always thought I was going to be a very small channel, and I think 120 subs over the course of 8 3/4 years. It was July 2012 I uploaded my very first video, first part of I Want to Be the Boshi. So yeah, 8 3/4 years ago to have amassed only 121 subscribers. I appreciate absolutely every single one of you, but in the grand scheme of YouTube and stuff like that, if certain channels didn't get 120 subscribers a day, or in some cases even an hour, then yeah, that's probably a bad day for them. But yeah, I certainly knew I was going to be nothing special on here. I feel like I'm a nobody. Certainly in YouTube perspective anyway, but it was always going to be a small channel. It was always not going to be like, it was always going to be kind of very niche content as well, and I sort of apologise somewhat for the lack of diversity on the channel. It sort of feels like it's been I Want to Be Fan Games and Mega Man and very little else. There have been the odd one or two projects on something else, but where that is the case, they've sort of almost been similar. So for example, Shovel Knight is very Mega Man-esque, and Celeste was very I Want to Be the Guy fan game-esque. So, yeah, for the projects that actually weren't specifically fan games or Mega Man, they feel like they've kind of fitted into that type of game or genre anyway. So, yeah, with the lack of content, I think the, again, not tech-savvy in the slightest, always had issues with recording software, as long-term viewers will definitely know, and what I can record. I mean, for Christ's sake, my Mega Man Perfect runs were recorded in black and white footage off of a VHS cassette tape. I mean, yikes. So yeah, never been one especially good with all the technical equipment side of things. And yeah, when some of your footage is coming out in black and white, don't get me wrong, added a nice little touch to the Perfect Run footage to be different to the Let's Plays in those Mega Man videos. But yeah, when some of your footage is coming out in black and white, you probably haven't got the most sophisticated recording setup that's going around. But yeah, it's been for the most part so much fun. Over the last, say, 8 3/4 years. Yes, there's been some elements of frustration, but I think that just goes hand in hand with the fact that I'm doing difficult games, particularly I Want to Be the Guy fan games. But this has been something that I've been that's kept me kind of occupied and focused for quite a long time. So I can't quite believe it's been since July 2012 that I actually started this channel. So yeah, it has been so much fun to kind of pour myself into this and kind of devote my kind of an awful lot of kind of time into this, because it's not the thing you just kind of pick up and kind of do. It's it takes a kind of a lot of effort to kind of I know you're still playing the games and stuff like that, but it's commenting on while you're playing games is exhausting to a certain degree. Again, it's been so much fun, but yeah, obviously, particularly when you're playing so much really difficult games as well, so a lot of the times you just want to concentrate and focus entirely, and obviously there's been lots of cuts in bits and pieces where I've had to do that, because I've just found that trying to commentate while doing it just hasn't worked out at all, quite understandably. But yeah, no, it's fun, but still exhausting and time consuming. So to think that that's all sort of now going to be going away is yeah, quite something. But yeah, just a few. I'm gonna keep this kind of. I know we're already five minutes in. I want to try and keep this a little bit brief and not have an obscenely long final video. I don't plan to go into cover again all the reasons why I've decided that this will be the last video, or why I'm going to be ending the channel. If you're interested in that, I encourage you to watch the video I put up at the beginning of this year. outlining that. But I will say, as I said in that one as well, that the channel's not going anywhere. I won't be deleting it or anything like that. So all the content will stay up there. I just obviously won't be monitoring it and stuff like that. I always sort of haven't been stayed logged into the channel anyway. So I've always, like when I'm replying to comments, stuff like that, I've always kind of done it once I've kind of gone in to upload a video. So I've uploaded a video, logged out, and then next time I've gone in, I've seen whether there are any comments or things that I should or want to reply to, done so, then logged out again. So I don't really tend to stay logged into my channel. I imagine that probably after no more than a month, so end of April, I probably won't even end up logging into the channel again. So I'll stay sort of around and keep my eye on things for at least probably a month or so, just in case there are comments I want to reply to. But I think probably after that, probably won't end up logging into the channel or be contactable through it. But as I say, I won't be going anywhere. It will stay up. I'm not going to delete all that 8 3/4 years worth of work. But yeah, I'll try and keep this kind of brief. But I thought I'd just share a few bits and pieces. So in those 8 3/4 years, I have managed to upload 939 videos. I know that little graphic there says 938. Of course, that doesn't include this video because I needed a screenshot of before this video was uploaded. So, yep, it says 938, but this, of course, is 939. Just in case anyone was curious, just to think like, oh, you're you're closing in on a milestone there. Are you disappointed at all not to reach 1,000 videos? Not really, no. If I'd got into like the 990s, then possibly that might have been a bit kind of thing, or I might have found some way to eke out the content or something to kind of get up to 1,000. But at the end of the day, it's a fairly meaningless number to me. I mean, if I'd got that far, I would have been conscious of the fact that it was 1,000, and I probably would have done something for it. A bit like, I think my 100th video, for example, was an announcement I was going to do Kill the Chameleon 2. 200, I think, just happened to fit very nicely with a product update, and I think I made a point about 300. I think 300 was me completing the final boss of Chameleon 2. It didn't take me 200 videos, by the way, between 100 and 300 to do Chameleon 2, because I suffered some Windows 8 crashing issues, which meant I couldn't beat the final boss until that was all resolved. So there was a long gap between my Chameleon 2 starting the project and actually being able to finish it off. So yeah, it didn't take me 200 videos, but yeah, 300th video was me completing the final boss of Chameleon 2. So I was conscious of the kind of like the milestones and stuff like that, but it's never been a huge thing to me. So not getting to 1,000 doesn't bother me too much. I'm far enough away. Obviously, 61 away, close, almost 63, which would have been great, but not quite 61. But it's close, but it's far enough away for me to not be bothered by it. And if anything, I quite like the number I've ended on, 939. I'm all about just like finding. I'm all like the fun in numbers and all those bits and pieces. So I quite like the fact that it's a palindrome. 939, front and back, and also given my newfound love of Project Diva series, I find it quite coincidentally amusing that I've ended in a number that's got 39 at the end. So I'm all about just finding the coincidences and the fun in numbers and stuff like that. So you know what, 939, yeah, that's a pretty good number to end on. Pretty happy with that. Can't complain. As I say, getting to 1,000 doesn't bother me. So yeah, why not 939? It's a palindrome, lovely. And it also ends in 39 with a wonderful little Miku reference in there as well. So yay, why not? But that's not the true. But yeah, talking about coincidence, that's not the true number gem here. So yeah, 939 videos. How many projects was that? I had no idea about this. This was entirely coincidental. I'm sure there's going to be at least one person who's going to beg to differ, but I had absolutely no idea about this until literally coming to record for this video. So when I was talking about like 2 projects to go and stuff like that, because well, here's the number. Amazingly enough, it is 63. It could not be a more perfect number for me. But when I uploaded the video at the beginning of the year saying the 2 more projects to go, I had no idea at that point in time it was 61 then. If I'd known in advance, I probably would have introduced I Want to Be the Crimson with that as well. So I'm like, hey, back for my 63rd and last project. I would have loved to have done that if I'd known. But no, I didn't have any idea. It was only after, obviously, I'd uploaded the start of the playthrough for I Want to Be the Crimson that I was getting all the bits and things that I wanted for this video that I actually discovered that, lo and behold, would you Adam and Eve it, I've managed to do 63 Let's Plays or 63 projects during my time, which is just amazingly coincidental, but amazingly wonderful. So, yay. Right, what else? I wasn't planning on doing this, but and I didn't think anyone would care in the slightest, but apparently one person does, so yeah, why not? I'll give a tiny update on Project Diva, since since I was asked about it. I'm not going to take up the video with much of this at all, and when I uploaded my video, yeah, the update video as well, where I talked about why am I sort of not doing I Want to Be the Pendulum rhythm game element. It had nothing to do with me sucking at rhythm games. I put my recent progress up on there, so yeah, just to give you an update on that. I pretty much knew at that point in time that I'd kind of hit my peak anyway. It was very much kind of, if I go back and, if you know, it'd be like a last sweep through these games to see whether I can actually kind of perfect any of these, because I'm pretty much there, unless, you know, it's just some of the things are just almost literally impossible for me. I've got no chance whatsoever. But yeah, I've made a teensy tiny bit of progress. So it was 136 songs complete. Oh, sorry, it was obviously all the ones on hard. It was 136 perfected on extreme, and it's now 138. I've put up this image rather than the one like the one I did in the update video, because you can also see the extra extreme ones I've managed there as well. So, but I haven't done any more of those since the last time anyway. So yeah, 2 extra ones on Project Diva Future Tone, and 1 extra on Project Diva X. So which is 23 out of 32. That one's given in percentage terms. And while I repeat what I said on the previous one as well, I'm very much a perfect or nothing kind of guy on there. So I pretty much thought I was going to get like the easy, normal, hards. So that was all fine. But yeah, the extreme ones are sort of like I can play them, but I won't sort of clear them unless I can perfect them. So that's why there's, you know, why there were zeros on the extra, and indeed the extra extreme on the Future Tone one, and why this percentage here is, because I'm pretty sure it's a clear one, not just a perfect one. Why it isn't 100%? So it's like a perfect or nothing. And 71.8 relates to 23 out of 32. It was previously 22 out of 32. So yeah, two extra songs on Future Tone and 1 on X. And yeah, that is pretty much my limit. Yeah, didn't think anyone would care about that, but yeah, hey ho, apparently at least one person did. So there you go. There's the Project Diva update. And with that out of the way, I think probably before I sort of probably come to the end, the only other thing I really wanted to do was probably just go over, this will probably end up taking quite a bit of time actually, is just go over some special thanks. So obviously I reiterate once again, as I'll probably do it at least one more time before this video ends, just thank you again to literally anyone who's watched, commented, subscribed on any of my videos across the time I've been on YouTube. But there were a few people that I did want to single out for some particularly special thanks, just because they seem to have, I think they've gone way above and beyond just you know, a subscriber or a commenter, that kind of thing. So yeah, felt they deserved just a little bit of appreciation and special thanks. It's weird, sort of. I think like how I'm going to address them here. I feel like I'm going to address them as if I'm speaking to them. Even I've got no idea if they're going to be watching or not. Possibly not. I don't know. But it feels more personal to do a thank you that way rather than refer to them in the third person or stuff like that. So, but yeah, probably going to sound particularly weird. But oh well. Let's just get on with it. The first person I want to thank is Piece of Cheese 87, or Piece of Cheese, and no, that's not a typo, or at least it's not my typo. That is, unfortunately, I believe it's got a fairly running joke that he appreciates that he spelt his username wrong, and it was meant to be IE, not EI. So yeah, it is a typo, just not mine. Piece of cheese. But yeah, long time. Viewer and also commenter as well. But I think the big thing with and I've played so many of your games, and they are so blimmin' good. Like I from a consistency point of view all the way through, I've had so much fun with every single game that you've made. They've all been amazing, and you know, yeah, whether it's Culture 2, the hand you've had in those, whether it's Jungle Adventure, Jumble Adventure, whatnot, just consistently amazing quality games, and I've enjoyed every single one of them. But my special thanks goes to you for I Want to Make a Sandwich, because I was doing a Let's Play of that, and I think obviously at the time it was, or what the version on that was publicly available kind of stopped in the Mario area. or somewhere around there, and you very kindly provided me a copy of the continuation of the game that I had not yet been publicly released at that point in time. So I was sort of able to continue the Let's Play, and I think continue the game, or possibly even finish the game before almost anyone else could have done. So yeah, huge thanks for that. I loved that game as well. Obviously mentioned the other ones. I particularly didn't mention the Sandwich because I knew I was going to mention it now. But yeah, again, probably absolutely fantastic game. Probably the favourite. I say Culture and Culture 2, obviously medley games and stuff like that. But yeah, probably the the unique one, if you will, favourite one of yours. And yeah, absolutely loved that game, and was obviously disappointed it sort of cut off where it did. But yeah, to get the opportunity to obviously complete the game, finish the game, and indeed be sent or given a copy that before it was released to the public was amazingly generous of you, and very appreciative of that. So many thanks to you. The second person that I would like to give a special thanks to is Yo Sniper. Again, another extremely long-term viewer, or from long ago anyway. I feel like as far back as when I did my second playthrough, if I want to be like Zoop. Yeah, very long ago. Yeah, a couple of things there. One is directing me to another game you made, which was Uncle Roundy's Chip Adventure, which was a fantastic game. Really enjoyed that. I've loved the sort of the Repton games, playing on an old BBC Micro. Really showing my age there. Wow. BBC Micro, yikes! So yeah, love the sort of the Repton games, which are very much sort of in this kind of style where you control a character who on a much bigger screens, but you collect diamonds. You push rocks, and you have to kill monsters and lure spirits into cages and stuff like that. So it's a very puzzle-based game with a sort of map system. Again, not quite on the scale, or a far grander scale than obviously the levels in Uncle Roundy's Chip Adventure. I think it's based off Chip's Challenge anyway, so a slightly different game, but the concept remains the same, and I absolutely love that game. So you did a fantastic job with that as well. So thank you for kind of directing me toward that. But also the main reason being your second fan game contest, so which I think was easily the best in my totally not biased opinion. The first one I think had quite a few games toward the lower end that were kind of fairly crummy. Admittedly, the second one had one absolutely awful game, which is probably one of the worst games I've played ever, let alone I Want to Be the Guy fan game. And the third one, I think, just kind of a bit petered out by that point in time. I think there were only 5 entries or so. Not the quality of the entries was bad or anything like that, but I think it sort of a little bit kind of run its course there. But yeah, the second one felt really good. I think the standard at the both ends, sort of other than the very bottom game, but even at the low end, they weren't like as bad as they were as some of the worst games in the first one. I think the cream of the cream in the second one was better than the first one. So yeah, just nothing to do with the fact that I was judging it, but yeah, just I've got to be a judge in it. But yeah, I do think the second game was the best. But yeah, obviously letting me be a judge in that contest was an amazing experience that I'll never forget. Just yeah, the fantastic just opportunity to take part in that. But I will never forget the very first video. It's a shame they're all kind of gone now. But the first video you made on announcing the results of the second one. I mean, I'll get to the finish here probably before I get to the first, but I have to basically credit you with the biggest contributor to my view account of anybody. So what happened with one of the games was there seemed to be a bug where, and it happened to quite a few people, but not to me. Fortunately, unfortunately, because it was one of the worst ones in the contest. But it sort of opened up once for people, and then when you tried to go back into it, it wouldn't open, and it was just like a catastrophic error or something like that, or it just the game wouldn't open. So there was a request that went out for footage, and I just so happened to be around at the time, and I think I'd only very recently played that one, as it just so happened. So I went and recorded some footage, I think uploaded it or whatever, and you actually used that in the review. And I'll never forget the line sort of at the end of it after there where you went obviously announced that you were having problems, and it was something along the lines of, luckily my buddy Musto was able to record footage and send it to me. Thank you, Musto. You should totally check out his videos, by the way. So that one little line there about checking out videos, yeah, check out videos. My videos people did. As I said, 120 subscribers total over 8 3/4 years. My subscriber count in the 2 weeks after that video uploaded, after we uploaded that video, went from 30 to 50. So again, in the grand scheme of things, we're talking only 20 subscribers, but 20 out of 100, total of 120 is a sixth of all my subscribers who, in that 1-2 week period after that video was uploaded, which obviously is no coincidence at all. Yeah, I don't know what else to say on that. It's clearly people obviously had flocked, if that's for want of a better word, to my channel after seeing that, and apparently liked enough of what they saw to subscribe. So that was entirely down to you, because as I say, yeah, just 120 and 8 3/4 years with 20 of those being in 2 weeks is just clearly not a coincidence. That was all down to you, and thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. And also, I was again repeat the experience of taking part in the in the contest, which was an absolutely wonderful experience. And yeah, many thanks. Last but by no means least, special thank you to LK Donovan, aka Liam, the creator of I Want to Be the Sublime, my co-player on I Want to Be the Co-op. Also, a commentator on I Want to Be the Sublime. I'll circle back to that in a moment as well. But also someone I have obviously, or I've been, keeping in contact with you now for I don't even know how many years it's been. I want to say it's probably been at least 4, possibly even 5 years or so, where we've kind of kept in contact. And yeah, that's been fantastic. So yeah, again, someone who's you've just been so appreciative and supportive of my channel, and that's just. I can't thank you enough for that. It was amazing that you came and did some co-commentary for me on I Want to Be the Sublime. A hard Let's Play I did on that, by the way. I did that on hard difficulty, not on medium. I have no idea why. but because I could possibly, for no other better reason. But yeah, it was amazing to have you coming along for the ride on particularly Area 3 there. I think you were on for the first video where I got through the whole of Area 1, but Area 3, my goodness me, on hard difficulty there are some absolute god-awful saves in there to have to get through, and your company was very much appreciated in that and just made the experience so much less frustrating than it otherwise would have been. Obviously, getting to play, I Want to Be the Co-op with you was an amazing experience. God damn, that final boss, it just kind of feels like it's a little bit soured the experience on that game. But other than that, I had an absolute blast playing that with you. That was so much fun. I'm so pleased we got to kind of do a Let's Play of that. That was a extremely fun experience other than that final boss. But of course, as I said, yeah, just kind of having kept in contact with you probably about at least once a week or now for however many years it's been, 4 or 5, I don't know. Obviously we kind of played fan games together, and then more recently, whether it's been me getting you into things like the Ace Attorney or Danganronpa series, or you getting me into Broken Sword series, and I'm sure there are others in there as well. But it's been something I've always looked forward to pretty much every week. Our kind of our catch ups where we kind of play some games together, and yeah, it's been been amazing fun. However long it's been, and yeah, long may it continue. Just thank you for your continuing support. It is extremely appreciated. Yeah, those are all the special thanks. Apologies to that. I would say again, I want to sort of say again, just to reiterate once more, thank you to literally everyone. I do feel like those 3 people, there's been a little bit extra to what to those, either with regard to contact or whatnot, are fully deserving of a special thanks. But yeah, it's certainly not like I don't appreciate every single one of you who's viewed, commented, and certainly subscribed over the period. I'm amazed I sort of feel like I've done this in one take. I really wanted to do it in one take because I didn't want to kind of get bogged down or overthink things like that. I've had a few little post-it notes to the side, some very specific things to mention. I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to by this point in time. It's kind of one of those ones as well that if I haven't now, it's a bit too late because this is going to be the last video and there's not going to be an opportunity to do anything else on it. But yeah, just... I just want to reiterate how much fun it's been over the last almost 9 years doing this. I think it's just going to feel very weird in the short term not to kind of not to be doing this, kind of like to get my free time and weekends back in particular. I think like a couple of months down the sort of line where I've got used to it, it'll be fine. But in the immediate short term, where I'm like, I'm not doing it, it's just going to it's just going to hit me. It's going to be like, oh, I'm not doing it. What do I do myself? I'm sure I'll find things. I've got plenty of things I can do. But yeah, it's going to be very weird not to be doing this. It's sort of been most weekends for almost 9 years where I've been sort of doing something related to my channel, either recording footage or gathering bits and pieces for update videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be weird to think that I've got some free time now where I'm not kind of doing. I'll still be playing games, of course. I don't know whether I'll be doing quite as many fan games or not, since I don't quite feel as obligated to do it or obligated to do them anymore. But yeah, I'll still be keeping up with games and stuff like that. But yeah, just obviously not in a Let's Play capacity, and it will be a relief, I think, not to have to commentate over them. But yeah, I think that's it. One very last thank you to everyone, including obviously for watching this video as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will leave you with a medley of the products I've done. I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I don't think this could have turned out much better from what I'd envisaged. The amount of time it kind of took to get the footage I needed with it, the music I've been able to put over it. Hopefully, if it doesn't get copyright claimed or anything like that. Just I'm so pleased with how this turned out. So I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, that is it. If I've forgotten something, my apologies. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. It's like one of those weird things where it's like, again, where you're just sort of hanging on at the end, thinking, oh, have I said absolutely everything I want to? I think I have. If I've forgotten anything, I think that's going to be too bad. I think I've covered everything all the big things that I wanted to. So yeah, I will leave that there. This is Musto0063 signing out for the last time.